we have talked about it, and we're going to continue talking about it. I saw the film for a second time last night.
Yeah, you posted a video, by the way.
Yes, I did. Yeah, we should show that video. So I went to the screening at the AMC Burbank 16 and, saw the film. And before the movie, guess who popped by? And by the way, my opinion of the film did not change, even though Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth popped by to say hello.
Hemsworth. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
It means the world to us, guys. Thank you. This film was designed to be seen on the big screen, and all of you here tonight, this collective experience, we are so grateful for. We're so passionate about this film. We put our heart and soul into it, and the cinema going experience exists because of all of you being here in the cinema. So thank you very much.
Are you guys excited? Yeah? Well, without further ado, please enjoy our movie, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga.
Thank you guys.
She's hot. She's hot. So,
She's on.
we'll talk about it. I saw it a second time, and I'll say this: the parts of so you can see our earlier review. The parts of the film I liked, I still like. The parts of the film that I consider flaws really stood out. That first 40 minutes with her as a 10, 11-year-old, it's too long. This movie is too long. What is it, 225?
Yeah.
It should have been tight 2 hours. It's so it would be so easy to cut this to 2 hours. That was too long. The ending is dragged out. The all the flaws stood out even more. And I will argue, I don't think this is a girl boss movie. I don't think it's overtly woke, but just because it's not those things doesn't mean it's a good movie. I mean, I don't think anyone would debate me if I would say Captain Marvel is a girl boss Mary Sue. Furiosa is not a Mary Sue. She gets her ass butt kicked the whole movie. She's failing. She has a few male mentors that help her, including Praetorian Jack, who is a driver that teaches her sort of the rules of the wasteland. But at the end, this movie, I finally figured it out. Like, why is this movie it's nowhere near as good as Fury Road. It just isn't. It's not. Okay. But I like Anya Taylor-Joy as this younger version of Furiosa. She works. Chris Hemsworth chewing the scenery as Dementis is kind of cool. And I like the world building. But you know what this, I figured it out, what it is. This movie is the DLC download if Fury Road was a game. This is like, hey, did you like Fury Road? Well, we've got the new season pass or DLC for that movie. That's what this is. It does more world building, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't, I feel like, and you don't need to see Fury Road to see this, or it's its own standalone thing, which is fine. I hate that it's called a Mad Max Saga. Why? It's all a branding move.
Yep.
So that really bugged me. But
I'm
that's
pretty
why
sure George Miller didn't care about that part of it.
he doesn't care about that's Warner Brothers. We're going to give it this name. It's fine. You want to make a Furiosa movie? Fine. So the parts I liked, and I got to say, the action scenes, amazing. I think the CG is overly used. Just my opinion. Too much CG, and you could see some volume. But like when it's action, it shines. when it's small character moments, shines. But the other thing that I found cringy was the whole like forehead to forehead thing that people do. Like it's sort of a lesbian kiss. It's a woke kiss. Like, just kiss. What happened to a good movie kiss? Although all I can think about is they're in the desert, they don't take baths. They got a smell and their breath is pretty bad. Maybe that's why they don't kiss. But so the thing is, like, seeing it a second time, the action really good. Enjoyed it, loved it. The flaws were even more pronounced because I was like, oh, I gotta sit through 40 minutes of her as a kid till we get to things really get started. And I could see how you cut it to 2 hours. There is a better movie that is shorter. So this is a mixed review. Like, I really love some things about it because I like Georgia Miller as a filmmaker. And some of it is great. Like, she only has 30 lines in the whole movie. I saw someone complaining. They're going to complain about it. Oh, Anya Taylor-Joy only has 30 lines. She's like Mad Max, didn't have very many lines in Road Warrior, right?
And let's just say 28 of those lines are at the end of the movie.
Right. So she doesn't talk much, but so that I don't mind. So that's why this is mixed. They're like, oh, I really like a lot of aspects of it, and then flaws, running time.
Yeah, too damn long.
To like the beginning, and then the ending with her. I'm not going to give away. Not there is a, of course, shouldn't surprise anybody. A final confrontation between Dementis and Furiosa, and wow, did that drag unnecessarily. So
I'll say this: if the movie was shorter up front, I would have been okay with that ending. I think the ending. The ending as it plays out, if you were just to clip that ending, it's a pretty good ending. But the length of time you have to get there, it makes that scene feel long. I mean, this movie, the 2.5 hours feels like 2.5 hours.
Right.
I will say this: the reason I would recommend this movie is the action. The cars. I mean, that's what Mad Max is. It's all the car chases, the car battles. The torture that goes on, the way she loses her arm. I mean, that's the reason you see this movie. That's the reason you'll buy your ticket and you watch it. Everything else is just, filler, a lot of filler to get there. It's bloated. But I think the action is worth it enough. My problem with the heavy CG is that it's so heavy that it makes the practical stunts look CG. And that's the shame of it all. And I get it. I think had they done it practically, the budget would have just blown up. There are shots in this movie that could kill people. And, so I get it. But the action is the reason to see it. I do like the world building. I think what this does for the story guy in me, what this does is it sets up the world that I didn't understand in Fury Road. Why these people are who they are, why they exist, why these people in white exist. Now we know. Now we get and we understand what it is, and that's the other benefit. But yeah, too damn long. Yeah,
well, my early reaction was more positive, and this upon a second viewing, like those flaws, they don't. A lot of times in movies, when I see flaws, I see the movie a second time. I don't notice them as much. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you're more forgiving of them the second time around.
Less forgiving this time. Did not work. And I don't know. It's barely a recommend. That means, see it, but see it might be in that 19-day window.
Yeah.
On VOD.
You do. It needs to be seen on a big screen.
Yes, well, for the action, yes, and it's like that's like I love the world building and that, like, so much of the movie feels like a silent movie epic, and that I love. Like that's Georgia Miller shining through, but it's very self-indulgent, and that's where it loses me. And there's nothing wrong with Anya Taylor's really good. Chris Hemsworth good. A lot of good supporting characters. I love Scrotus and Rectus. Like that was funny. They're like really good and little side characters that have their moments, right? You notice them. There's a girl who has a horrible scar on her face who sort of throughout the movie. One of the Dementis's like warriors or whatever, and it just I don't know. I love this world. I love George Miller, and not nearly as good as Fury Road. Now I'm told the next Mad Max movie will be a Mad Max movie. So we'll see Tom Hardy returning to that character. I hope they just wrap it up with a focus on him. And, the Mad Max movies have all had really cool side characters. Like from Road Warrior, the road's humongous. Just walk away. Leave the gas. Just walk away. Like all that stuff, like so many good, the Gyro Captain. They're ensemble movies with one focus. Get back to that. Get back to Max. Tell the ending of his story. And that's what I want to see. So it's a barely a recommend for me. But when I say recommend, like you could see it on VOD, when it comes out. So, but I will say for the action, big screen. Yeah, really, really phenomenal. And the one thing is there's a great where she's sort of she like stows away. She's like a mechanic on this rig being driven by Praetorian Jack, right? And she helps him out and she's kind of clever in the way she handles things. And that sequence phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I talked to Derek on Wednesday about the girl boss. Her main weapon is the fact that she's a good sniper and she can kill people with cars. I mean, that's women can do that. I mean, well, I don't know about the sniper part, but they can certainly kill people with cars. They've done it before.
Well, do you recommend it, Alan?
I do, and it's a tepid recommendation. It's like I said, you're only going for the action scenes. Everything else is just filler. And if you can make it through to the next action scene after a long stretch of time, then go for it. But yeah, I would recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it too, but I recommend seeing IMAX. There's no other way. If you have AMC A-list, just go to the IMAX screening. So, but you don't hear where neither of us is particularly enthusiastic, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll see it again only if my daughter wants to see it. Otherwise, I'm pretty much going to pass.
Oh, there you go.